Welcome back. We're here at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newberry Harbor, and joining me now is Casey Biuso. She is president of the Wilmot Learning Place. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great place for preschool and kindergarten. My own kids went there, the Wilmot Learning Place. Tell us a little bit about the history.
Well, it's a great school. It opened in 1982. It's really a fantastic family school, and like you say, there's lots of generations that come in, and so we're having kids who started the school having their kids coming. It's a fantastic school.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep.
So it's 30 plus years.
Yes, yeah, and we've had the same teachers sort of for the majority of that time.
Right.
And it's because they're so dedicated to our school, and they are so caring and so respectful of our children.
Absolutely. Yeah, my own children had both Liz Cornelio, who's there, and Claire Morgan, who's really quite a figure in this area.
Definitely.
And I've heard a lot of the kindergarten teachers can recognize the Wilmot Learning Place kids.
Well, we don't we like that about about our school. Yeah, we don't like to brag about it, but it's
You can brag.
It's a pretty
You're
nice
on
part
TV.
about it.
Yeah, it is. Well, they all come out with a trace of an English accent from
No, not at all.
listening to Claire. But no, I think there's a real standard that is set at the Learning Place. The kids they know their numbers. People can count the kids can count to 100, things like that.
Yeah, Claire has a real sense giving them a job and really a sense of success when they leave the school, and they're self-sufficient, and they're encouraged, and they're encouraging. They're nice citizens when they leave the school too, which is important.
And Claire does a lot of her teaching around Montessori method, which is that cooperative. Everybody, you sweep today, you dust tomorrow.
Right.
You know,
and a very good sense of self-sufficiency, which I think is really good at that age, that they can do things like put on their own shoes, zip their own jackets, simple things, but they mean so much when a child can do them on their own.
Absolutely, and us moms appreciate that too.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Oh, that's great. Good. And you're run by a board of volunteers.
We are. We're really lucky. The women that come and help us, it's predominantly women, but of course dads can be involved. We are just really lucky, because it ends up being kind of a passion project for each family that comes through. They fall in love with the school, and then they want to help. And so we're just really blessed with so many great creative women that are willing to put in the time. And it's probably the easiest board that I've ever been on, because it is so easy to do. We have to fundraise because our tuition only covers so much of our operating costs that we really have to dig in and do a lot of fundraising. But we do try to make them fun. I mean, everybody says they try to put fun in fundraising, but I think we do. I think we manage it. And the board this year has done a really good job at fundraising when, times are kind of tougher and a little harder. They've done a good job.
Absolutely. And you give out wonderful scholarships to make sure any kid, particularly Wilmot residents, are able to have a preschool education.
And that's one of our core missions, is making sure that the education is really available to any child in the area. It's not just Wilmot kids, and it's not just New London kids, it's kids from all over. We have some kids that come from 30 minutes away that come to our school. And the scholarships are really core to that, because it is so important to be able to give that strong, a sturdy base to each child, because they'll love school all the way through if they love the early years.
It's very hard to just go into kindergarten without that preschool education.
Especially nowadays when they ask so much more of kindergartners now.
Absolutely. So do you have any openings available for both the pre-K and the preschool?
We have just a few openings left. We maybe have one more in the preschool, and then there may be a few shifting around towards the pre-K area. I always say that by August there have been, bubbles and changes, and so there might be openings towards that.
So get on a waiting list, even if there is.
And if you have a wee baby, we always get people on the waiting list that early too. We've had a couple that were born this year on the board and within the school, and they're already on the waiting list.
It's always good to have a waiting list. That's terrific. Well, great. Well, you've got a great website, which has got lots of information, Facebook page, upcoming events, things like that.
And I do want to mention one upcoming event, which is our Kid Stuff sale. And it'll actually be our last year that we're doing it. We do a giant yard sale, and this is the last year that we're going to do it. It's going to be on June 3rd. And so that's our last big fundraiser, and the last year we're going to do.
Good. So you'll take both donations and shoppers.
Yes. As of now, we'll take donations at the school on the little porch behind the school, and then after that, we'll have a big sale on the 3rd.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us. Continued success. Take care.
Thank you.